such an asshole.
Na 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 na. I don't know what song it is. I think it's like an 80s song, maybe a 70s song. Of which, if you guys are interested in, I want to listen to old music, what should I listen to? Just skip all the 70s. Just skip it all. Dude, the Steve Miller Band, man. No. What about the Eagles? No. All right. A young man writes, Dear sir, I'm a recent college graduate working in research as a full-time chemist. I've gotten into a computer engineering program at a cheap public college while applying to medical schools with hopeful chances of acceptance this cycle. I'm torn on the best long-term path. I'm quite good with computers, with coding experience, competency, and potential, and think there's a chance with computer engineering. I'm also interested in medicine, which has been the primary drive throughout college, graduating with a medical portfolio of experiences and a non-worthless genetics and genomics, study of genes, degree. Medicine is also the path my family is most supportive of financially. Okay. Does the fact we're in America count for anything? Isn't this America? Look, you dumb fuck kids. Stop giving a shit what your parents fucking want. Go and do the research, figure out what you want to do and what pays, and go do that. Fuck what your family thinks. I don't care if it's the culture or an Asian culture. Fuck it. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care what. I don't care if you're from a stern, old school, waspy household where dad is the pet. Go choose a degree that works and go fucking do it and fuck what your family thinks. Then you come ask me, help me, Obiwan, Cappy. You're my only hope. Decide for me. All right, asshole, for 20% your gross salary, pre-tax, I will tell you what to do. Fuck. You're going to be a surgeon. Let's say you became a surgeon, and there's a crisis on the table. Are you gonna call your mom and dad? Oh, mom, dad, what should I do? Cappy, help me, Obi-Wan, Cappy. You're my only hope. Do I make the incision here, or do I diagnose it there? What do I do? Not that I wish that to be the case, nor am I a believer in human parasitism. Okay, in fact, I've told my parents I'd rather pay my own way through medical school so I actually have some perspective to get somewhere in the world and not bathe in the false comfort of someone else's money. Good, but their opinion shouldn't matter. As long as you're majoring in something worthwhile. It could be as something as boring as the trades. You're a plumber or you're a doctor. I think everything within there. You could be a dental hygienist. You could be a truck driver, just as long as it pays, man. And then screw what the family thinks. I just wish I could purge this out of every young person's mind today, that your parents don't fucking matter as long as you're making right choices. More into the program. So the computer engineering path seems to have the most immediate benefit with relatively quick six-figure salaries early mid-career, enabling long-term compound gains in the market not achievable through a medical education with upfront expensive loans to pay off. The medical path, on the other hand, seems to have slightly higher long-term benefits, assuming I got into med school. Assuming I get into well-paid mid-high tier residency, as well as some other factors to be discussed. Overall, while the medical path is fascinating and a point of strength for me, there are relatively, you need to write, guys, I get foreigners. English is their second language, and they write a brilliantly succinct and precise request. And then they apologize. Sorry it took so long. I'm like, what? What? This is great. Overall, on the they're relatively more risk with potential exponential gains to a computer science career. On the other hand, if computer engineering goes extraordinarily well, it too could yield exponential gains. Tell us the future, Obi-Wan Cappy. You're our only hope. Okay, so let's say here comes the scenarios. On a Tuesday, a redhead with big tits comes in. And then she asks me, hey, if you were a doctor, I'd sleep with you. Now, how do I take the net present value of having sex with a big-titted redhead for the next 2.7 years, because she'll probably divorce me, at a foregone opportunity cost of $475 per hour, adjusted for taxes? Do the math for me, Obiwan Cappy. You're my only hope. Where do we go in this painfully long? I could. Okay, so let's say I go into the computer engineering program. I would attend a cheap public university via work study while working full-time at a medical school in chemical research. All right, so that's your job. You're not also attending, working full-time. I've spoken with a counselor. Oh, good. And this would entail a couple of courses, 2 to 3 years working full-time, and $10,000 to $20,000 for the degree with transfer credits. I'd be able to pay all the tuition outright with marginal savings and investments before hopefully landing a high-figure job, 6-figure unlikely. Did you do a Bell distribution curve to maybe calculate your statistic? Maybe you should go in actuarial. If you're this anal, you might really want to consider actuarial science. I'd be able to pay all the tuition outright with it. Moreover, I would be living in a lower-cost area without a car via a minimalist lifestyle for the most part, no more than 300 square feet worth of home and office equipment to live comfortably. If I get in a medical program, it could be anywhere in the country. Most medical schools are in high-cost cities with high tuition rates, with limited scholarships. If any, I'd be $170,000 to $300,000 down the drain, with interest compounding as soon as the loans are taken out. Albeit interest rates are lower for now. Assuming I pass the boards and make it to the final year, then I'd apply for resident. Now here's where you go. I know what it takes to become a doctor. We had many doctors write in, several actually, I should say, not many. Assuming I pass the boards and make it to the final year, I'd then apply for residencies in hopes of a mid-high career tier residency with no guarantees. Dude, you are so anal, you're not going to be able to function in the real world. I don't care what you get for a degree. If you don't nip this in the bud and knock it off with paralysis analysis, whatever the millennials call it, you are not going to be able to function. McDonald's or Wendy's or Taco Bell? Help me, Obiwan Cappy. You're my only hope. Hot sauce, mild sauce, habanero sauce? What do I... Help me, Obiwan Cappy. You're my only hope. This leaves a 20 to 25-year career prime as a full doctor. Now, aside from all the academic and financial risks, who knows where medicine will be at this point? As it is, nurse practitioners and physicians assistants are replacing much of the doctor's role at a lower price. With the telemedicine, who knows if physicians will be greatly outsourced at the time, yielding worse job availability and salaries. So, sir, I need your advice, and I'm not sure what to do. My lease ends in August of 2021, and one of these two options will be pursued shortly after. There is time. Thanks for your time and consideration, and keep doing God's work, my friend. Sincerely, a fan of Chad Elkins and Leroy Jenkins. All right, then I just ask you, do you got a preference for one way or another? And now you answer with what? A whole fucking paragraph. What are you, a chick? Computer science? Doctor. I was just looking for one word. You analyzed the ever-living shit out of this. All right, look, dude, I'm just going to tell you what I hear, okay? Because your anal retentiveness needs to be addressed. We don't have time for that. Fuck being a doctor. It's not worth it, okay? You got the brains, obviously. I remember a guy who, if he were to do it all over again, he had a doctorate in chemistry, I think, not a medicine degree. He had a doctorate in chemistry, and he says, if I just majored in chemical engineering and worked those extra 4 or 5 years and put the money in an average returning S&P 500 index fund, he would have come out financially ahead. Not to mention saving all that time going to school. I've also had, I think, around 6 doctors email me now saying it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. They would do something else. Lawyers and doctors are the two professions people regret the most, right? That they wouldn't do it again. And given how the parasites of society are increasing in number relative to the producers, they're all going to demand free health care. You're going to have a limit on your income. And the other thing in being a doctor, you got to actually physically be there. I don't know any happy doctors. They got to deal with an increasingly pettier and pettier group of spoiled little Quantahas of the world. Obese, fat. Oh, my God. I can't imagine what it's like being a doctor today. All these fat blobs walking in. What did I do? I had a heart attack. I don't know. Eat less. What you want? You want to help Americans survive? You want to help? Have you looked at Walmart? Have you gone shopping at Target? Have you looked at the disgusting groups of people out there who think they're entitled to you working on them for free merely because they exist? No, don't become a doctor. It is totally not worth it. I would also then argue you got to be there physically. Whereas if you're programming and you have a penchant for it, you can leave. You can program from anywhere. It's more mobile. It takes less time. I'd say you make just as much money in the long run, or save up just as much money in the long run. Plus, you want to live a minimalist lifestyle. Well, what the fuck do you need to become a doctor for? I go computer science all the way. But here's the problem. If you're too lazy to do the research to figure out which one of these is more your path, what you want to do, I don't know if you're going to be able to do either. I mean, it's just my insight. Those are my opinions. But come on, man. I like a core of the questions I get, like, what did it decide for me? Well, what do you want to do? And it's not like, I don't get the dumb questions where it's like, should I major in children's literature or nuclear engineering? I don't get those dumb ones. I got this really great profession option A and this really great professional option B. Which one should I do? Well, that's up to you. What do you feel like doing? They're both legitimate. They're both highly reputable and well-paying careers. What do you want to do? This is the benefit of being in the park. I'm not going to be a liberal arts majoring dumbass. I'm not going to be the spoiled little suburbanite kid from Winnetka or Wayzata or Edina or Cherry Hill. I'm going to base it in logic. And now that I'm going to choose a career or profession that pays, you have the luxury, the benefit of choosing which one you like the most in those respectable fields. I mean, you'll do fine either way. There's no doubt you're intelligent enough to do this, but you're going to have to get way less anal, way less detailed. But I mean, if I had to choose between this, from what I know, I would totally not become a doctor. I would totally do computer programming or engineering in your case, because it's going to pay more than enough. And then you can get the F out of here and go anywhere. You're not anchored here. You're not stuck working at some nonprofit charity house where what is it? Blueberry muffins or blueberry pancakes? I got a buddy who's a nurse practitioner. Blueberry pancakes or blueberry muffin? What do they call it? I mean, no. I don't want to work on a degenerate filth of the world. No. I mean, if I was in Singapore, okay, yeah, I'll help out those people. But Americans? We're entitled to everything? Bitch and whine about everything? No way. Absolutely not. All right, got a couple super chats here. The pooping pastor for $5. Cappy, this is your backup Croatian septic tank if you decide to leave the U.S. Oh, thank you for the donation to the septic tank. Yes, thank you. All donate. Hey, we're up to it's $7,500 now. The thing is down to $7,200. It's actually making progress. This is kind of neat. Atham, who's in the room next door, stop yelling. Elkins and I are trying to work here. Shut up. Dr. Oatmeal Quicker for $5. Hey, Cappy, missed you, man. Here's some loose change. Thank you, Dr. Oatmeal. Yeah, where you been? You haven't been around in a while. Not that you have to pay super chat. I was just wondering where you went. Oh, and our always reliable DJ Aftershock, a former citizen of the Twin Cities, $5. Yo, Mr. C, how do I make the most money? But here comes the surprise, Mr. C. Hope you're ready for this. But with the least effort. Know what I'm saying? That works for all the political science majors. That's exactly what they do. I love political science majors. It's like just the degree that screams, I don't want to work for a living, but I want to tell the rest of you assholes how to live because I'm a fucking psychopath. I'm an arrogant, elitist psychopath. And I want to have Nancy Pelosi income and power without having to do any of the work. And they actually think they're going to become Nancy Pelosi or George Bush. It's like, they were born into wealth. And Nancy Pelosi sucked some dick to marry into her wealth. So just look her up. So did Kerry, John Kerry. Look at John Kerry. Oh, wait, more. Nazir, our Persian agent in the field for €5. Things never work out as planned for long degrees. From my experience in mechanical engineering, life has just too many surprises in 5 years. Yeah, man. And you throw in, look, Obamacare is a regulatory nightmare. They're still not happy. It'll never end. They'll never let you be the little doctor who comes in with his little doctor bag and, I think you just got a little cough there, little Jones. Just get some rest and have some orange juice. They're going to change the rules. There's no reason to invest in a skill that takes, what, 13 years to get credentialed? And it's not transferable. That's another thing. You're a doctor here in the United States. You can't go be a doctor in the United Kingdom. At least I don't think so. You got to go through their board of certification and all that. Screw that. If you can program C#, they don't care if you, I don't know, you know how to program C#. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, ASOconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.